Do you still recognize this place? This is my Let's Play world, and I haven't recorded an episode here for like over 2 months already. I don't know, I just didn't have any ideas what to do, and there was real life stuff, and things got in the way, and I ended up not recording a single episode of this. And as you can notice, I didn't just do what I usually do when I'm not recording episodes and I'm just doing things off camera for a while. I usually just go caving, and that's really easy to update you about because I just opened the chest and show you. But this time I've actually been building little things all over this base, and it looks a lot different now. So I'll try to explain everything here as quick as possible so we have time to do something in this episode still. Let's start with the floor. As you can see, it's not just granite anymore, it's granite and polished granite put together in a random pattern. I had to go get some more granite and other stone types, other new stone types. So I went to the new terrain, mined some, and got back. In that entire time I didn't see a single mob. I did hear one zombie, but I didn't see a single mob, and I wasn't on peaceful. So I really thought that was a bug. But now in 1.8 snapshots there's actually a simple way of checking that. Just say all the entities in the radius of like 100, and as you can see, we can see some creepers, spiders, creepers, more creepers, skeletons, things. So yeah, mobs are spawning indeed. This is not following any kind of a pattern at all. Basically what I did is I emptied out my hotbar, I took my polished granite and granite, and why is this not filling up? Oh, right, it's a trapped chest. Then I did something like this, filled half of my slots with polished granite and the rest with granite, like so. And then I just put my mouse wheel to hyperspeed, and yeah, I dug all of this out first. I just spin my mouse wheel, and whenever I right click it picks a random one pretty much. You just need to watch out that you don't run out of one of these, because then it's gonna be uneven, the percentage of polished and raw, I guess. Although you can do this with any block type. And also, yeah, I see I have 5 times polished granite and just 4 times normal one. I could probably do this, and sometimes when I click it's gonna do nothing. Like right there it happened, but that doesn't really matter. So that's how I randomize that. I'm probably gonna keep it because it doesn't look monotone and it goes well with the sandstone. First I thought pink wool would go very well with this, it would blend in, so I switched the yellow wool with pink wool, but then when I actually saw it, and as you can see now, it doesn't go very well together, it stands out way too much. I want it to blend in, so I don't know what color to use. This is more brownish, so perhaps brown or something like gray? Or maybe we could just not use wool at all and have the slime blocks visible, which would make that a lot easier to design, because that's probably gonna be visible from below and from the sides, and it would look weird if it was covered by a carpet and it would be pretty obvious that there's slime blocks below because they would be visible. That's not really what I'm going for here. I'm trying to hide them with carpets. Moving on, I finally replaced that ladder here with a legitimate way up this slope, up to this spider spawner. So we're using kind of a very weird staircase, very weirdly shaped. I think I've done a pretty good job at this, and I'm probably gonna keep it because I don't want straight lines in my base, as little straight lines as possible. That's what I decided to go for. And also no repeating patterns, so this is gotta go. We're gonna change this with something else. And no symmetry. There's a hidden light in the middle of this, which doesn't really seem hidden, but if you think about it, when you're going past here, unless you're jumping you can't see it, because it's above the, it's at this height, above your eyes, so it's covered. If you're here you can actually jump and you won't see it anyway, and if you are up here, whenever you're standing, it pretty much always gets covered by either this or the pillar. As you may have noticed, I've changed out the redstone on top of these spawners. It's no longer just redstone dust connecting to all of these lamps, because that's very hard to hide. The redstone, the wiring is hard to hide. So I decided to use redstone blocks and pistons, which works just as well, but it is only one block high, so we can easily cover it with something like that, although that's a very bad example, because we shouldn't be using anything symmetrical in this base. And apparently you can fall through this. Why? Does this not have a hitbox like these piston arms? They used to have a hitbox. Well, it's not worth much. This is pretty worthless. So I can get out like that. That's pretty dangerous. I better cover that up soon. I have finally been working some more on the spider farm. Here I replaced, well, we figured out we need 2 layers of this wall here around the collection chamber. I replaced all the dirt with ladders and trapdoors, so that looks a bit nicer, and it doesn't stand out that much. It's not so huge as the dirt thing was. And I've also changed some things at the top. We're no longer doing what we did before to drop the spiders. I figured out a different way of doing it, but it still doesn't work for some reason. They're still getting stuck, so here it is. It's huge. Well, I almost fell down there. If we can get to the top. So this is where the spiders get in. There is no other escape route like we had previously. In case they didn't fall down, they go to the side and get merged back into this. We're no longer using that. Instead, we're just having a chamber here. Spiders are dropped in here. All these iron bars around here are so if spiders do start climbing the walls... Oh hey, perhaps he'll be able to demonstrate some of these things when he comes up here. It's actually very hard to see. I should probably go in there or something. Whoa, let me turn off my Skype. I'm back. The spider is in there apparently, and he's not going down. He's tracking me. That's why he's not falling. Anyway, they're supposed to be pushed into the hole by all the water around. If there are too many spiders that come at the same time, they're gonna burn up in lava, some of them, so they're not gonna be collecting here on top, on the iron bars. The iron bars are there so they can't climb up. If they do... Oh, he fell down. He's coming back up. If they do manage to climb on these stairs, which is supposed to be impossible, then they can't climb back up to the top. If there are too many spiders in here, basically in the water, then they're gonna push each other in this lava, which is unfortunately happening all the time. Instead of falling down... Oh, he went. Instead of falling down, they always push each other into this lava here, and just all of them die. If they do fall down, they end up on this trapdoor. I can open the trapdoor by using this button and that button up there in case I'm trapped inside here and want to get out. I'm using buttons and an iron trapdoor instead of a wooden trapdoor because if it was a wooden trapdoor I could accidentally leave it open one day and spiders would get out, and I wouldn't like that. I've built some new stuff in this part of the cave, so I had to change these stone walls and ceilings and stuff, and I had to turn down the redstone we had for the carrot farm harvester before. Instead I did something like this. There's a ceiling button below this redstone, or 2 blocks below this redstone. Then there's a monostable circuit here, because there's a sticky piston below the block. That goes to a repeater on top of the dispenser for the water bucket, but that doesn't power the dispenser. This is what powers the dispenser, this redstone here. It's a 1 tick pulse, and then after a bunch of ticks it gets powered again by this. I've obviously made some more paths around here, which just make the whole cave a little more accessible. You can get around faster. And then there's an enchanting station here. With all the enchanting stations, the epic ones and the unique ones I've put out recently, I've ended up doing a very generic one. So there's a bunch of wooden planks down here. Some of these are bookshelves, some of these are crafting tables. If I click right here, then all the bookshelves extend. I can enchant for 30 levels, and then after a random amount of time they're all gonna go back into place, like into the ground and into the ceiling. Come on, I've been waiting for such a long time, it's never been up for so long. Let me explain what it's doing while this is going. So there's a bunch of corner stairs here. There's two corner stairs in a way where this seems like it's solid, but it's actually not, and it doesn't even have a hitbox you can click through. And what's on the other side? There's a redstone block. No, a redstone ore block. That's right. A redstone ore block right under here, which has been on for such a long time. Basically, when you click it, it starts glowing, and a bot switch can detect that. Here's a bot switch, a very simple one. See this repeater, redstone block, and the redstone up here, that's the bot switch. It's pretty simple. It's a bot flop, so this needs to activate twice, needs to change twice for the bot switch to turn on and off. And that basically goes to all the pistons up here and goes down some redstone to the pistons down here. Oh, I heard it go. Yeah, it retracted. That was like 5 minutes. I've never seen it stay up for so long. What's going on? There's also a cocoa bean farm here. I've replaced that one where I punch things down with this one where it's actually automated, semi-automated. I can harvest it by pushing a button, which basically all it does is there is a monostable circuit after this and a bunch of pistons below these blocks here that push them up, and that monostable circuit makes sure that the pistons retract right after they've extended and pushed this, so what's at the top can activate right away. And namely, there's this. Together with the wood, this redstone block is pushed up, and these stone brick blocks, which basically powers these pistons and pushes it back down. One last thing I've started working on again is this potion machine. Like, it's almost finished, we just need the brewing stand yet. So I figured out some stuff here. I want the floor at this level that I have it here. Which is gonna give me some space below here, and I'm gonna... Wait, where's the zombie? He's in there. I had to remove some torches because there's ice in there. But that ice is supposed to collect all the items, bring them here in the correct order, the way they've been dispensed. Then when they get to here, there's water streams missing. They go into the top of the brewing stand in that order, because they get stored in the hopper here temporarily. At that time this hopper will also be unlocked. This will be for awkward potions from a bunch of storage here. It will just feed awkward potions in here whenever there's 3 slots. But when the brewing is finished, it will switch this hopper and that hopper. So this one is going to be unlocked, it's going to take out the things, and then they're going to switch again, and this is going to put in new awkward potions to start again. So let's simulate that. I have water bottles in here right now. Eventually we want to change that out with awkward potions that we brew automatically. So say this just activated and it gave us nether wart and sugar. That gets put in right away, right? Yeah, it's brewing now, so I'll skip that. And we'll have to do the same thing with the redstone. The redstone has to wait for this to get finished, no matter of how many steps there are at the beginning here. So that's going to be a challenge. Now we have speed, potions, and these switches, and switches again. What? This is doing very weird things. And now I think they're down there. Yeah, water bottle got through. That's not good. I think the timings here are bad. See, there's one tick, there's the redstone torch, there's one tick between this and that. I really need to stop doing this. It's almost been a month since I've recorded the previous parts of this episode. You know, there are times when I just don't have any ideas in Minecraft and I just record KSP and upload that, or vice versa. But I think I should stop doing that. I should keep coming back to Minecraft, like not leave it aside for so long, so I can get the videos out. Anyway, I fixed the issue we were having simply by adding a repeater here, and now I put this back here so we can see. I switch this. There's nothing in here, and now this both switch at the same time, so it's perfect. No water bottles get through, and this is the way we're gonna keep it. The timing when this needs to happen though, that's gonna be difficult to implement because it needs to work with those that have one step and two steps. So if there's two items in here, it needs to wait for twice as long pretty much before taking the items out. But I do know a way of doing that. It's actually pretty simple. Just have a comparator here and a redstone torch after it, and have that as the trigger for taking items out, or that plus a timer, because when this turns off, that means the last item has been put into the brewing stand, and that we should just wait for 20 more seconds and then it's definitely done. So here I have the timer. To trigger it, we need to update this piston, and then after about 20 seconds, I think it's pretty accurate, 20 seconds, it will give us a pulse right here, and there's even a monostable circuit, a falling edge monostable circuit here, which gives out a pulse, as you will see right now, an on pulse for this thing here. Or maybe we need an off pulse. If so, we just need to remove the torch and connect that. I'm not sure which one we need. So here it is. I moved this entire thing into place there, where it belongs. I didn't really explain it in detail previously, so this is a hopper timer. It's a classic hopper timer, except it has one regular piston instead of a sticky piston, which causes it to fail once every cycle. It starts working and then it stops when this piston retracts, because this one is not updating. This one is not updated by that one pulling the block back, just because it's not sticky, so we need to update it some other way, and that's how we trigger the timer. And then I realized here we can get an output if we use a falling edge monostable circuit, so I did that, and that's basically how it works. I had some trouble with the input because this comparator turns on and off, and we need to trigger that when it turns off. But if we just put that next to the comparator, it's gonna update the piston twice when it turns on already, and we don't want that. That's why I connected it to a piston here. When this activates, it just extends the piston. That updates this piston, but it's not powered anymore because that block is out of the way. And then when it comes back, so when that turns off, that's when it triggers. So let's try it. Right now there's two bottles in there. We just throw this in here and that should... Oh yeah, it activated right away, of course, because there's only one item. If there were two, this would stay on for a while and then it would activate. Now it activated. Is that? No, that's still water bottles. So it interrupted the... I think I failed somewhere. I see. In this, in this version I forgot I need to put a repeater here because the signal strength that comes here is only one. There's only one signal strength here. So this just going up to a slab, that's not working. It doesn't even reach up to here, as it's too short. I moved that redstone line to here. Now it has a repeater at the beginning, so it should pick up that one signal strength signal. And the nether wart is in here, right? No, it's not. Where is it? Oh. Okay, I brewed those potions. Let's make a regen potion. Yes, this time it should work. So that's on. That is still on, and it will turn off when this switch is there again. Alright, now the timer is stuck. Did this brew potions, or yes, it did. And new water bottles. That's perfect. Now potions with several steps I'm kinda worried about. Yeah. That's not good. No, that's not good at all. Because it triggers this twice. The comparator turns on and off and on and off. It should only turn on and off. So what did we do now? We're making awkward potions right now. And now it triggered, but it gave through 3 water bottles. So a simple way of fixing that would be to have a pulse extender after this comparator. So several items come here, one triggers the comparator, goes right through, and then the next item comes. We need a pulse extender so this comparator or the output here, the piston, doesn't retract and extend again in that time. So it doesn't pulse twice, it only needs to do it once. But I realized this same issue will also cause problems when we have like potions with 3 ingredients. They might get mixed up because the first one goes here and gets put right out into the brewing stand. We don't want that. This space needs to be occupied. It needs to stay occupied, so the second ingredient doesn't go here and the third one here. That could happen, I think, so we need to prevent items from going out for a while after this is triggered. So after the first item comes, and I think that should be pretty simple. Just lock this hopper until a few ticks after an item has been put into it. Oh, what did I just do? Like that should do. Now it's locked and it will unlock 5 ticks after an item reaches here. That torch is glitched. Let's see if this works. Ah, I forgot about that. A hopper that is locked won't even pick up items. So we need to rise the entire thing 1 block, so put another hopper to the top. But then we need to... oh, never mind. I found a solution before I even explained what the problem was. The problem is that if I want to put a hopper here on top, items won't get in that hopper, they will be next to the hopper, so we would need to move this entire thing down 1 block. But there is a way to get away with just putting an extra hopper on the top. Probably want to point that sideways so it doesn't put items in there. Or maybe we want that. Yeah, we want that. We can just raise this ice 1 block and have the water at the same level as the previous water. I don't have ice on me. No, but I do have silk touch. So let's pick up this ice. Where is it? There's 1, there's 2. Alright, move it up 1 block. And since items are traveling on ice, we can extend a water stream sideways, put some blocks on the side, there's this cobble, and put a sign right there. I don't have a sign. Let's not use a ladder. That sign will not hold the previous water because it ends right here. It will prevent this water here from flowing back. Water I do have, but I need another sign here. This time we can use a ladder. And there we go. Now let's see if we can brew a 2-stage potion. I don't know how to trigger this, like which button is correct, so let's just... how can I do this? Yeah, I guess. Let's do this. Oh, that's right. I also need to remove it now. This is supposed to get a pulse. So now they're going redstone first. Redstone first? That's wrong. I hope I saw that wrong, because redstone is not supposed to go first. Oh, redstone is waiting right here. That's good. That's what we want. Now it's switched, which means it triggered, probably. Yes. Yes, that seems like the correct timing. It switches around, and finally... like that. Now it puts the potions in here. That's right. Exactly. Now this whole idea with the fence and glass item elevator, I can't get it to work, so I'm just gonna go with the good old item drop elevator. Something I previously didn't realize is that we're only moving items 2 blocks up, so definitely the right way to go with the drop elevator, because it's so simple. Like, I could probably even get it a bit more compact than this, but there's a comparator clock here. It's at the same time a detector for if there are items in here, and just a signal goes to both of these droppers, which propels the items up. It's even silent, except for one click at the end, which was lucky, and I don't really care about that very much. In all the time this has been sitting here, I realized my potion choice is very bad. I should probably use... I shouldn't use like healing and tier 2. Because that's 2 buttons I need to press to get a healing 2 potion. I should probably just have the array of potions that I will use. So I wanted to cut to a new selection of signs in front of these buttons, but I checked the timing and I realized we should probably end the episode right now.